siku mbili wewe umekucha na inashika mafua na kila kitu, lakini these things kill you when you see. Unakufa njaa ukiona, unakufa ugonjwa umekukaba unakiona, uwezi enda hosi. Una damu na kupeleka mkono kupata pesa hauna. Your mom is dying, your kid is dying, you see, your dad is dying, unaona. Na serikali iko ambapo nalipa ushuru kila siku. Of yesterday you are able to take your kid to school, ulikuwa na embo unaweza peleka mkono upate, but right now within 6 months these things are not there. Then unapata mwenye ameingilia mlango ya nyuma is just thumping, akisema mtadu, anapiga kifua. MP wamenyamaza, magava they are not talking anything because tayari walipata mwanya, wakapata wao wanapata mshahara every month, wako na allowances, wana magari makubwa. Do they care? So are you telling me Raila enda angalia watu kama hao watamsaidia nini ambao hawaangalii mwananchi? So he has to go out tell the people to go and get their rights. There's no this earth ambapo utapata haki yako hata wewe mwenyewe kwa nyumba. Huwezi kula bila kutoka kwenda kutafuta. You have to go look for food. Utafute kazi. Sisi wote vile tuko hapa, nyinyi yote mnafanya kazi. Kila mtu anaamka asubuhi, hamlali, wengine wanatoka hapo wanaenda kazi. Ndio upate kula. Sasa Kenya tukinyamaza, wananchi wakinyamaza, wasipoambiwa watoke nje waende demand their rights, wawe na namna kupata pesa ya kulisha watoto wao, waende shuleni, wapate madawa, how they gonna do it? MP are not going to do for them. Nafikiria some of you, mimi by that time ilikuwa in the early 80s, I think so. There's this country called Romania. Some of you mkigoogle, go find out how the revolution of Romania removed the government that iliwa rule for years and years, na kuna mtu alikuwa anabeba kichwa. Wananchi wenyewe walibeba. I think I was in primary by that time in 80s. Wananchi walitoka na hizo bunduki za wamaskari wa Romania, walikuwa na president. Kwanza president alishikwa akienda kupanda helicopter. I don't know if I'm right. Google utapata. 20,000 people died. But did you know what? Alipatikana na watoto wake na bibi wote waliuwa. Na government ikawekwa upya until today. After about 5 years nilikuwa naona magari ya Romania yakija kuchimba maji Kenya. Walipatia Kenya msaada. After them fighting, people died. They constructed their country. They were able to kufanya manufacture na kufanya hivi dawa, wanakuja kusaidia nchi zetu ambapo zimekaa mstarehe. So kama kwa Kenya tutakaa tu kwa sababu Ruto amekaa kwa kiti, sasa akishatoa na Kindiki akishatoa kichwa na Rigathi akishatoa, sasa sisi tunanyamaza. We are going to die in the house. You better die when you're standing, better than dying when you're on your knees. Hatujali sisi tuko tuna watoto, but let them go out and fight for their life. It doesn't matter. Mali imefika, it doesn't matter kama una ndugu yako unamwambia toka nje. There's no one who is going to feed you. Right now watu wanaambia watu Mungu siji Mungu. Huko ku Ukraine vile watu wanakufa na usiku na mchana, hakuna Mungu huko. Hakuna makanisa huko. What are the kanisa doing? Makanisa Ukraine wote mapasta na manini wote wako kwa vita. They are fighting for their country. They are fighting for their country. But we Kenya here, mapastors ndio wanaua watu wao na mapadiri. Ndio wanakula na president. Most of them ni devil worshippers. They are after money. They are not after the people. They are not after the flocks. How can we have churches in Kenya? People are languishing in poverty. Wanalala njaa, hawana dawa, they have nothing. And these people are eating. In meeting ndio wanaenda masafari wanaenda wanakula makuku na manyama na everything. And people, na then ikifika Sunday kanisa imejaa, wanapeleka vikapu, wanataka pesa from the waumini. Wale wamelala njaa. Mtu amelala njaa hata kwaka hakuna kitu, amepemba sadaka anapeleka tu Mungu amsaidie. Ubaya kuwa nchi kama iko fukara, people think that wakibeba kijaa kwa makanisa ndio Mungu atawasaidia. Haiwezekani. It will never be. And mostly poor countries ndio watu wanajaa kwa makanisa thinking that God atawasaidia. No, the government has to do something. It will never happen. Hakuna Mungu atakwambia uende muombe Mwenyezi Mungu niko hapa na ugonjwa, Mwenyezi Mungu atatoaga kwa hapa nipate. Haitapatikana. It will never be. You have to go out and work. Go out and fight for it. You better go die there. Na mwisho watu wako wasikie vizuri. That's why white people wanakufa huko because to save their country. Hebu chokesa America. Itakuja kwa mlango yako, they better come and die on your door in your country rather than their country will destroy. Nyinyi mmekaa kwa manyumba na nyinyi mtu anawamaliza, and you are afraid that you can't go out. You can't go out na muandamani mpate haki yenu. Basi unakufa kwa magoti. What is going to help you? Hii kitu ndinaua Afrika mzima. Right now nasikia huko wa Kongo wamekasirika na masoja so wa Kenya. They don't need them there because they walienda kwa loot, because walipelekwa mahali kuna mali. And that's what Museveni is doing na Mugabe na Museveni na Kagame na Burundi. That's what they are eating there. Sasa pia aliingia alipata kwa sababu tumepata banana republic Kenya, waende kupia wameenda kuloot. Kama a president anaweza legalize, wale wameua watu ndio wanapatia vyo, wale wameiba pesa ya Kenya ndio wanapatia vyo. Atakosaje kupeleka huko mapolisi wenye wanaenda kuiba au na maskari kwenda kuibia huko wakileta au kumletea mali? Unaofikiria wakisofikiria watu ni wajinga, and those people are suffered. Then muende huko badala muende mfanye kazi, muende kusifu ni mali yao. Will they accept? Ndio wale wamekataa, which means they are doing the wrong thing. So they better come back home, warudi kwa mdosi wao. Nikienda watu Uhuru say, yes, amesema ameretire, but he's not gone, he's still active. Yes. Uhuru alipinduliwa. Yeye alienda tu kupeana huko kama iko kumuliko na mnae, lakini walimpindua kitambo. Ruto alishafanya kila kitu akamaliza. Sasa walipopata ya kwamba tu Raila ameshinda kura, there's nothing. Alipotoa kichwa na mnae na everything's gone. Ukitaka kujua alipindua, kumbuka ile kitu wakati ile 2017 Uhuru aliposema hii kitu imeenda bwana, akasema wewe namna gani? Alitaka hata kumpiga, inaweza kama ungekuwa ni president ningekupiga kofi. Did you hear what he said? Of this time alishindwa na hawezi, because alikuwa ashazunguka Uhuru, kila kitu amemaliza. Uzu kwenda kuamka na mnamwambia hakuna kitu, kila kitu is gone. But because hakuwa na lingine, jamaa amesha take everything. He was fighting for that for 4 years. Hiyo ni kitu Uhuru ni Ruto alikuwa na plan. Vile alimuacha hapo for those all time, wakati alimtoa tu pale akamtoa mamlaka, angemtoa, he could care about the constitution. Wakati alipatikana alikuwa na mpango wa kwenda Uganda, akaleta wale alikuwa anasema 15 billion, alipiga simu ikatoa. After hiyo angemtoa tu hivyo na kuvunja mizizi yake yote. Lakini alifikiria akimwacha the democracy. Did you see what he did? Alimkula mko na ile pesa aliiba yote, alikula akahonga judges, akahonga makamanda wa polisi, akahonga makamanda wa jeshi wote, na wale mataikuni wizi wenye walikuwa na wakaungana pamoja na makanisa yote akaweka pamoja. That's where we are. So what I can say, my friend, my sisters and brothers, there's nothing to go back. No retreat. Hakuna tutuvumilia ati hesabu itarudi, hairudi. Kama uko na brother yako, you are tell him to ajitayarishe for war, because bila hiyo hakuna mahali anaenda. He's not going to survive. There's no progress. Wacha kiumane. Then people should respect each other. Watu wanasema democracy. Tell me, here in America, watu wakienda for election, democracy watu wakienda for president, watu wanatoka hata 10 ama 20 wana fight for that presidency seat. Mwisho wanazunguka America mzima wakifanya debate. Wakishindwa, akipatikana mtu mmoja, wote wanaunga mkono. Have you ever seen them wakimbia kama ni wa Democrat wanakimbia wanaenda kwa Republican? Wa Republican wanakimbia wanatoka wanakuja kwa Democrat? Have you ever seen that? Ukifanya hivyo siasa yako imeisha. hawataki mwanasiasa malaya. Afrika tumejaa wanasiasa wote ni malaya. Akisikia mahali hapa imekwama, hapa ndiye anakimbilia, anataka kwenda kusource from there. We should stop that. That's why unaona, angalia what Wetangula alifanya kwa parliament. Wetangula did what Chebukati did. Kama Chebukati alibadilisha kura za Azimio akapatia Ruto, so Wetangula kwa nini asibadilishe za nini Azimio irudi huo opposition, na nao walikuwa na viti mingi? Utadu. So vile Raila alisema, what is going to happen in Kenya, it's going to help Africa. What you Kenyans you are going to do is going to open the eye of Africa, because ugonjwa yenye tuko nani yuko Afrika mzima. Tumezaliwa katika corruption, tumepata makazi yetu through corruption, tumeenda shule through corruption, tumepata madigiri huko Kenya through corruption. So everybody akiingia pale he thinks through corruption. So wale watu wanaona hii ni mbaya, wanataka watoke nje, wamewawa wote. Look, James huyu anaitwa huyu alitangulia kuwawa MP alitangulia kwa dini ya Kenyatta, James Kariuki, alikuwa against corruption, aliwawa. Ukifuata Tom Mboya, he was against corruption, aliwawa. Robert Ouko alikuwa against corruption, aliwawa. Kijana Msando amekuwa against corruption, aliwawa. Juma amekuwa against corruption, wale wote walikuwa against, they never made it. So here right now, because they never made it, because raia hatumukutoka nje kuwaunga mkono. So now after 60 years, wake up raia, because this is your war. This is not Raila's war. This is not Kalonzo's war. This is not Martha Karua's war. This is wananchi's war. Martha Karua niliona akisema pesa yenye anayo almost 80 million. Anakula anakufa mpaka watoto wake na wajukuu. Raila ana company all over the world. Analipa hata kama hafanyi kazi ya Kenya, analipa all over in Africa and the world. And he lacks nothing. Kalonzo ni mtu amejiwekea mali yake, he lacks nothing. Those people who are out there fighting for the country, they are not fighting for themselves, they are fighting for you. Imefika time we don't care about the law. Vile Wajakoya alisema akiingia anavunjilia mbali hiyo sheria, ana streamline everybody, mwananchi aonekane ndio mwenye nchi, and that's what's supposed to be done. So nikimalizia, raia na wananchi wote wenye wakamba wako na roho yao iko na Kenya, iko na Wakenya, let's tell the Kenyans to come out. Let's let them know. Let them do this job at once and for all. Unless kama wanataka kufa kwa manyumba kama panya, na kama hawataka kufa kwa nyumba kama panya, let them come out at once. Itakuwa siku hiyo, kitu itafanyika only one day na mambo yameisha. One day Kenya taingia kwa barabara, one day. Sasa inalia, the second day imetulia, na wale wenye walikuwa wanafanya makosa yote ndani hapana kuachiliwa hata mmoja. Ni kitu ya mwisho ningesema, this channel over here, hii channel ya hapa sio wale watu wanakuja kuharibu, ni channel ya kufundisha watu wa Kenya wasimame na imara, sio kuleta hapa watu kama mzalendo wanakuja kudivert watu support to say, wakitaka wafungue Fox yao. America iko na Fox, kuna TV ya Fox ambapo wale wanataka uongo yao na propaganda yao yote na ya racism iko kwa Fox. Wale wa Fox wezi wapata wanaita propaganda yao kwa TV ya CNN, they will never. Even NBC, they'll never. Mwenye anakaribisha wale propaganda kwa hiyo nini, huyo mtu atafutwa siku hiyo. So let's make this channel to be the channel for the people, and for channel for Kenyan people ambapo they are suffering. They need the truth. They need to be shown, they need to be educated what they are supposed to do. Sio kuleta hapa watu ambao wanakuja na divert what you are supposed to educate the people, wana divert what we are doing. Waende. So walinyakuwa uongozi, wamekatalia, let them go, open their TV, full stop. Thank you guys.
Santi Mulumbu. Alex.
Nataka kusalimu wa Kenya. I'm later in the news kwa sababu leo nilikuwa kanisani. But nevertheless, I had to go through some of the things that happened in our country today. Especially the funeral of the late CS. I think for me it was an important event because I wanted to see how that great man is being buried. And I think he was given a good send-off. More especially, I was mesmerized with the speech of his son. Man, it's good that we take good care of our children, that we leave a big legacy behind. And I think Makoha has left not only a legacy, and he has left a posterity through a son that I could see a future in. That young man will go far. That young man will go far. So I think he left a posterity that I think I admire. For me, legacy is good, but posterity is more powerful than legacy. Two things that I noted that were very good there. The way Raila entered. I love the way he disrupted Machogu's speech. Machogu looked like an intercom. When Raila entered, he got confused in the middle of that speech. And Machogu thought that as a CS, he's a powerful person. And he realized that positions and roles are two different things. You can have a position, but when a person who has a role in Kenya comes, I mean, there is nothing you could do. At that particular time, all the attention went to Raila, and the Joey thing happened. And I like the Lingaria and how they really gave him that traditional. I wish we all had traditional ways of giving our heroes a send-off. Not just, I'm not against Christianity. I just came from church and I think I'm a Christian. But at the same time, we have all created to have our own cultures and our own languages, which are unique. And I like how Raila has come out strongly to bring back the culture of Luos. Remember when Kajwang died, he came out that way. When now Makoha the CS has died, he also came. He doesn't come out to everybody. He comes out to a people that are distinct and also people that feels that are not just heroes, they are legends. And I think that was a legendary moment for me. He entered, and the way, I mean, that crowd received him, he went to the casket and he paid his respect. And I think that's what we should do to our heroes. Our heroes have been given a low turning point. If you remember, when Raila went to Botswana, was it Botswana or the country that is down Botswana is called Namibia? Namibia decided to have its Heroes Park that was very unique. You can go to Google or YouTube and see. And Raila emulated that, and that's what they were building in Kenyatta, the sports ground center there. And immediately Ruto came into power, he stopped it. Because what they had done is to put pictures and events of history so that our people may be familiar with history. And I think Makoha goes down into history. Now, what made me more happy is the speech of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. That man is an orator. That man is a statesman. How Uhuru changed from being a person that was just a mere, I mean, there's no way you could have described Uhuru when he came to power in 2013 to, by the time he finishes, to become a statesman. For me, that's a miracle, because it doesn't just happen like that. He reached somewhere and he realized he's not a president of Jubilee. He's a president of the Republic of Kenya. And by the time he found out that the first cabinet he had chosen, remember Kaimenyi was the Minister for Education. And when Kaimenyi became the Minister for Education, we had the longest strike. And Kaimenyi did not know what to do. To the point that people like Sonko went and bribed Sosion, and that's how that thing came to an end. But I think I want to say a few things that Uhuru said. This is one of them that, before I say what Uhuru said, Raila made me happy, said, in game, please don't throw a stone. If you throw a stone, it will either hit a professor or a doctor or a lawyer. Don't throw any stones in game. That was a turning point for me. But this is what Uhuru said. For us, we have lost a friend, a partner, a colleague, and a great giant of this country. Ours today is to stand with the family, the same way Makoha stood with us. To the people of Game, be proud to have produced giants such as the one who lies before us. And this is what also he said about what he did. He went further, he who was Makoha, to develop curriculum and develop standards for universities that are emulated in countries such as Malawi and Zambia. Makoha took on challenge of refreshing our curriculum, make it better suited for the future of our children. That's how a giant that he was, that whatever he did when he was in the university in developing of the curriculum, it is now emulated in other countries. That's a kind of giant man he was. And this is the other thing he said. As if that was not enough, we continued to work together when I appointed him for the CS for Education, a great son of this country. Professor Makoha was a man committed to education, a man who never saw color, tribe, religion, and nationality. And you cannot say this about Machogu. And you wonder how we choose now our cabinets. And when you now compare the cabinets of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto, I mean, it's incomprehensible. That funeral brought about the reality of what we had and the reality of now what we are having. We have degenerated too low to be delinquents now. Imagine Moses Kuria as a minister for trade. What kind of trade can Moses Kuria do? Remember, these were the people who are selling substandard goods that Uhuru blocked, and he said, hizi vitu lazima tufanye, and they ended up burning his legs, and he regretted that. That is the man that is the minister for trade, a man who wanted substandard goods. And we can go on and on to look at the kind of ministers he has. Someone like Linturi, I don't know this guy, he really even knows that he's a minister for agriculture. I don't even know that he knocks on his head that he's a minister, or he's just another porn star. I think he's just another porn star. He's not a minister for agriculture. So today, when you look at it in totality, it is what we thought was not enough. But now, when we look at it, we appreciate. And why do I say so? They did not plan a rally in Luanda. The people of Luanda just heard that Uhuru is there, and they flocked from nowhere. Nobody called them. No buses were brought. And that is how much people miss this man, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And then Kisumu was even more hot. And we have not even done our barazas in Kisumu and the other areas. This shows that people are sick and tired. But here comes the question that and Stone PK, you need to help us here. Are we really serious enough to take these people out? Because sometimes I sit down and ask myself, are we just going to joke with our minds and we keep on going to Mavoko, Kamukunji, Kibera, Jacaranda, and we go all the country and we end up not taking this guy out? Is that what we are going to do? What can we do so that we can mobilize people, we can make people angry because they are already angry, we can make them more angry so that they can know that this is life and death. Seeing Uhuru today with Raila, for me, it exonerated Uhuru from. I've been suspicious of Uhuru. I'm not lying to you. I've been very suspicious of him. But I think today he exonerated himself. The way he handled himself and the way he gave his speeches. So now we have two giants who are together. And I think to an extent, Kalonzo is also behaving very well. He has become a mini king. The speeches of Kalonzo have changed. He's becoming militant, revolutionary. And the last time you heard him say, if you don't do something now, we are going back to... And I couldn't imagine that is Kalonzo speaking. So this is what I'm saying. Today was a good day for our revolutionary ideology. Even though it was within the precepts of a funeral. Because we don't have town halls. And therefore, we cannot have town halls to speak our politics. Our politics spoken in funerals. So I think it was a great day for us. And these two people, if they come together without fear of doubt, especially if Uhuru get courageous and start attending this, I think it will energize the base even better, because these are giants that people see now that they had redeemed our country and we were going to the right trajectory. Now we have degenerated to a point that even if they were to come back, it will take them another 2 years to get them back to somewhere else. So I think I will finish there, and I will urge Kenyans that we are on the right trajectory. However, we must be very clear that after these barazas, what happens? We cannot just keep on going to these things without making ourselves clear that after this, what happens? Thank you, Kenyans.
Thank you, Alex. Before I bring in Brown Benson, Robert, you have a question. And the revolutionary standby. Where is he?
Yes, Alex. Is just right on what you just said regarding. I mean, they were forward on this. So, I mean, when I look at the whole picture, and maybe you can also just add on it. I mean, if they have to do something and they're serious about it, like I said before, let's set it on the so-called MPs, or rather look for Chebukati. And that's when people will realize this situation is what it is. And for me, if the people from central Kenya, they also go on the streets, it's over for him. It's over. It will be very, very quick. That would be my biggest mark on that. So if central Kenya goes, that would even, it would less time to do it.
Benson, thank you, Robert. Benson.
I saw Jeremani was raising his hand. You can talk.
Okay, Germany, then you come in.
Thank you, Benson. Thank you, Stone PK. Yes, I had a question, and this one, my question was directed to Alex. Stone PK, Mulumbu was left, but generally my question was targeted or directed at the three distinguished gentlemen. This is my question. Is the Kenyan psyche prepared to fight for their rights? What is it in the Kenyan psyche that says, yes, if the call was made, let us go and fight for our rights? What is it that you have seen as evidence that people will rise and say, yes, we're going to fight for our rights.
I can
I
talk
give it
anybody. Yeah.
Anybody?
Let me just come in. I mean, let me tell you something. When even yourself, when you are angry, when your stomach's empty, it's really painful. You just feel something. That's what many people are going through. I'm telling you, if this country goes the way this is going right now, we have a natural disaster. It's there. Some of them, like I said before, it's man-made. Right now, the so-called fertilizer and other things, I don't see it working. If we go the way we are going right now, with high cost of living, just look at the people themselves. The people are coming to the streets. It's not like they are being bought like the way they buy people. For them, they normally buy people to come and cheer them. But this is, when time comes, even Baba might not be there. He's going to release them, and the people will go there and just say, get out of here. Because everything's going to collapse. Or everything's collapsing. And that's the way I say it.
Alex, what do you think? Or Benson?
Yeah, let me, I think Jamani has asked this question. This is the second time he has done that. The last time he asked it in a different way. And I want to assure you that nobody calls these people to the meetings of Baba or the meetings that we usually have as barazas. Nobody fetches them. Nobody persuades them. We just announce that we are going to have, and the people come. And the reason the people are coming is the frustration. People like Mzalendo, who are, it's called Nico Diambo, they will lie to you that people are not mad. But the pain of Kenyans has made them, pain. When you are in pain, you think more. And the more you think, the more you start trying to find a solution to your problems. Kenyans, as I see them, have reached a point of no turning point. They have reached a point whereby they know that Ruto has no plan for them. Ruto has no vision for Kenya. His opulence and the way he's spending money in terms, there was a figure that was brought about, is it 4 million or 4 billion that has been spent so much on all these things that they are doing well. If you saw the other day, Babu Wino was complaining and saying, we are in these hotels that are so expensive, the beds are so big, the opulence that is going on here, the money we are using, and the common Kenyan is crying every day. And he told Ruto, please release the money for CDF and money for other things. Ruto is holding the money so that Kenyans can suffer, so that we can be slaves to him. So in the effect of that suffering, he thinks that you are going to beg him. Some Kenyans have realized this is just going to go on and on and on. It's not going to be the solution. The solution got to be, this man must either be stopped or be toppled. Those are the only two solutions. And from the look of things, from the barazas, and this is my personal opinion, some leaders will go there and say things that are unnecessary. But these Kenyans, when they go there, they go with a purpose, especially the last meeting for Kibra. Kenyans were ready after the meeting to go to State House. The only person that is stopping us to go to walk over there is because Baba has not said it. And I don't even know why Baba is not allowing people to do that. And that's why we have spoken here and say, we must now do things past Baba. We can't wait for Baba to tell us. So it is right that psyche is there. However, it seems like we are so dependent on politicians. We must take our mindset from the politicians and understand we, the people of Kenya, we, the people, have the power beyond the constitution. And that is the missing spice in this food of revolution, that we have not gathered enough courage to understand that we can go past the politicians and take over. And there's nothing that the military will do. Once the military understands that the majority of Kenyans, this is what they want, there is nothing they could do. They are just going to protect us. So I think we are ready, but in between here, the trajectory is that, or the conundrum we are having is, we are so dependent on Baba. Baba has become a personality cult, which we cannot allow. We need to go beyond the personality cult and own the movement as the people, because the people are ready, but are looking at a person. But in a revolution, you don't look at a person. You look at the ideology. And that is what moves you beyond. And that is why Stone PK said he has studied about revolutions, and I'm also studying about revolution. Real revolution did not happen because a person caused it. Real revolution happened because of ideological and philosophical conflicts, and which we are having right now. And Kenyans are ready, and they must move forward past the politicians. Thank you, Jameni.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah, Jeremani, there is one book that was the Musema Kweli of students of physics in our time. Ilikuwa inaitwa Abbott. It was written by Abbott. I think it was called Physics or something, but the author is called Abbott. A-B-O-T. Kama ulikuwa we ni mwana chuma, tulikuwa tunaita kama unafanya MPC, hizo sasa wewe hiyo kitabu ndio ulikuwa unabeba hivi, watu wakikuona kwa shule wanajua yes wewe ni noma. If you look at the author of that book and the books he has written, they were the gospel truth according to whatever, that area. And
Physics.
you read physics, yes. If you look at it and you are keen in understanding how somebody has, compiled the content, unaona ule mtu ana set precedents. So Baba is known to set precedents. He wants to set, and he said it, he wants to set a book, a strategy, a formula, a framework that will be used all over the countries of Africa. And to tell you the truth, even beyond, as much where democracy is endangered. And he said it is globally endangered. Democracy is at threat. It is on its deathbed. That is agreeable in America, in UK, in wherever. Maybe in Norway, maybe the Scandinavian countries are still, we could say they are better off. But in those others who claim to be the champions of it, iko kwa bed, iko kwa theater. It's being resuscitated, about to die. So this enigma wants to set ile kitabu mutasoma vizazi vyenyu na the formula that you will use when it is threatened. And that's what this is my own observation, and that's what he wants to come up with. That you drive the people have to understand why we are doing this, and once you get it, you don't joke around with it. Usiangushe tena, because you know what you have gone through. The Mau Mau we are told about is only those who are older than us that talk about it. The thugs in this country washed it away. The corrupt people in this country presented it as if it was a one tribe affair. They presented it as if it was a family affair. And yet, when we came to dig further, we realized that Mkoloni was fought from all corners of this country. Anybody can prove me wrong or right. It was mispresented. The facts were mispresented until some people started hating others. When you talk about Mau Mau, you know, people feel like you are praising one side, all right? Yet we had this uprising. It was an uprising. People called it according to their dialect. People called it their own way. You go to coast, ilikuwa inaitwa jina ingine. Okay, but even so, a dialect can concord a word that can be universally acceptable. The concept was accepted, but we killed it. Just like the way somebody came in, 24 years, we were told that the tribes, Kikuyus, were not number one in population, that they were overtaken at one point by another tribe, which was junk. At what point did Kikuyus waliambua, okay, simameni, wacheni kuzaa, ndio wale wengine wakuja? Where do you have that kind of nonsense in the world? These are narratives that were, propagated by politicians who wanted to have their own meaning. And that was more in his 24 years. All the books were changed. And if you read those books today, the geography, the history, it's nonsense. It's really, it's very bad. Yeah. So to answer you, Jeremiah, I think what Baba is doing, he wants to create that very nice framework, the pathway towards reclaiming democracy and entrenching it to the people. So that, like today, if you replay the clips in Mavoko, please, those of us who are here in the panel, when we close the TV, go replay that clip. Replay Baba's speech, Kalonzo's speech, and Olekina's speech. Those who are the showstoppers. Listen to those three. Then you'll see. Baba's speech will tell you where we are already. In fact, tushafika mwisho. Tumefika king. Unajua ile mtu anajua draft. Ukishatega mtu unaonanga mahali yako iko. Hata unachukua indama ingine, those of you who know how to play it. Umeishika na mkono kwa sababu ukiinua itafika king ndio utaekelea pale. Yeah? So ni kusukuma tu moja. So tumesukumia Ruto hiyo. The king we know is a matter of very, very, very brief time. Unless somebody stops this, unless you stop this river, inafagilia wote. The crowd is charged. Jeremiah, you're asking, that crowd in Mavoko was ready to go wherever you wanted to go. That one in Kibera was ready to go wherever you would want them to go. The one in Kamukunji, you don't need 100,000 people. Hakuna. Angalia Burkina Faso vile kumefanyika. Look at Congo Goma, imesimama. Askari wenyu wanafukuzwa, wanarudi nyumbani because wamepeleka wizi huko. Na ukora mingi. You know, as I always tell you, Kenyans, we are born thieves. Unaenda kuweka amani and you start selling chako. Unauza chako, unaenda ku bribe, getting people's businesses and all that. So Germany, I have no doubt about that. Benson.
Habari ya wa Kenya. Alex, habari ya siku mingi.
Salama Benson.
Mimi sina mengi ya kusema, nataka tu kusikiza. But like what I would just want to say about the burial of Prof. If you look at the history of, or those who have known the history of Odera Kango, he was a big chief. If you listen to some of the people who know the history of Luos, he was one guy who loved education. So that's why, like, those areas of Yala, you will get all everybody, because a good foundation was laid by the chief Odera Kango. So they have very learned people, and we celebrate them for that. And if you listen again to everything that was said about Magoha, you know, it gives you the real person. And I came to realize today that however much we might try to do good or to please people, but the day that we will know the kind of person you are is the day that you are given the last respect. And you see on how the people talk about you. That is a good letter, or that is, I think, like even the family was very happy when they had everything that was said about their son. And that is a society that we should learn from. Actually, that is something that today, like, it should be a school of thought for each and every one of us. What kind of life do you want to live, and what kind of society do we want to build? Um, uh, because I know there are people who want to build a divided society based on the tribe we are coming from or based on the loyalty. But some are building it for the prosperity of the country so that everybody can benefit. So many people have benefited from AGOA, maybe directly or indirectly. And that is the country that we want. That is something also I can say. Something also I observed about the Magoa burial was the Luo tradition, how Raila came in. You know, those are the things that make us celebrate who we are. Those are, maybe sometimes we tend to forget them, you know. So I think like some of us, we should also try to dig deep and see what are the importance of them, like the shield, the mkuki yenye alikuwa amebeba. They symbolize so many things. Somebody who does not understand may feel, okay, Raila was creating a show, but when you go back to the cultures of Luo, it has some meaning on it. The dye, we call it gueyo. You know, gueyo, in Kijaluo, mtu akifanya hivyo ni kama wanafukuza zile pepo mbaya, you know, na hiyo nini. So it was a very, it was something to me. I was that moment I felt very proud as a Luo, like Raila has shown me who I am as a Luo, as a culture. I was very proud of him. I can also speak about Uhuru Kenyatta. Indeed, Alex said this, Uhuru Kenyatta has really changed. I can remember when we were still very young, there was a time, I don't know what happened, they said something about Uhuru, and he was very mad. He banged the table. Like, he was somebody who was like short-tempered, but like he has overgrown, and I think he has reached a point of statesman. And that is also something that we should also learn as people. You know, there are things that we can make us disagree, and there are things that can also unite us, you know. And even like Uhuru Kenyatta, what he said, Alex has said all those about the education system, you know. We knew, or we know how exams were, how people used to make A's. A's were being made like, but like, this is a son of the country who managed to change the education system, is worth celebrating. And the only thing that I'm still worried, I don't know when. The soul is willing, but there's somebody who is still blocking this thing. Because if today, any other day when these people are in this meeting, the Baba is in the meeting and say, today we're walking to State House, I tell you, people will go. Because everybody is willing. The only problem I have is when. I think like Baba is still holding people. Yeah, people are willing to do, but I think he's still holding people, because like, not even like from the rallies, especially like even if you have a conversation with people on the ground, apart from those who are going, some of us maybe might be seeing them on the pictures and the crowd, but like if you have opportunity to speak to people on the ground, they will tell you what they are feeling, and they're telling you what they want to do. Yeah. So all in all Kenyans, this is your time to take back your country. Because if the country is not taken, then you will feel the wrath of the economy. And the country is taken by all these rallies, because through rallies, you speak your mind. Through rallies, can bring dialogue. So many things can come out of these rallies that is happening. And that is what we are looking for. Everybody wants a good country. Everyone wants good leadership, which we don't have in the country at the moment. Even if you do the comparison of the CSS, the ministers who are there in the Uhuru government and ministers right now, it's not a unit. If you look at the Uhuru ministers, the cabinet secretary were like unit, but this one is not a unit, and like there's no uniformity. Like even if they sit, you don't see that kind of like a representation of something that is working. Ni ile ya kuchomelea tu, hii inakuja inaweka hivi, inakuja inaweka hivi. So that is the only thing I can say.
Thank you, Benson. I think that was a good clarion, and I've known a few things about Mukuki and the culture, and for me, as I said, it was classic. Our heroes must be respected, both within the respect of our culture and also in also their philosophy and ideology on what they believed. And given the fact that the guy had married from Nigeria, I think in comparison of what had happened when Fidel died, I mean, Orengo made mistakes by speaking in Luo, and Zangarai was there. There were so many international people, and I think they brought a little bit of embarrassment. But this time around, there was sanity, and you could feel the Nigerians in-laws speaking and understanding the proceedings, and the respect of the East education was given accord, and I think that is how we should go. And I want to say what Ben Masafwa said here in the comment section. Anybody who wants to understand real revolution, there is a masterpiece book called Pedagogy of Politics, or something like that. And that book is a masterpiece, a good read. If you can't read it, just go to good readings, quotes of the book, and see how powerful they are. They will make you understand what a revolution is. And also another book that I will prescribe to you people, if you really want to understand what a revolution is by Frantz Fanon, Black Skin, White Mask. What was he basically saying? We are black, but we want to live as white people. And there are people who are elitists, like Mzalendo, who wants to lie to us that we must act white while we are black. What we are going through is real. We are not going to cherry pick and say this and this, or sugarcoat what is truly happening and start saying that the country is going in the right direction. That's a lie. Mzalendo, Nico Diambo. Come to the panel and lie to us here so that you can deconstruct you. Stop hiding in Facebook. So that's what I could say, that you have educated us about the Luo culture. You have also reiterated the growing and the growth of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and how he has become a statesman. And the combination of these two people is a powerhouse that you will see tomorrow. Ruto, instead of reading the Bible in the church and praising God, they will start criticizing them, and they are going to make a lot of noise this morning because of just these two men have spoken. You are going to see a lot. And the sad part is that Sabina Chege is going to be part of that clique. Sabina Chege, of all people, Sabina Chege. It is so sad when you are a sellout, a cabal, and you know what is happening to them. They are going to be wasted and they are going to be obsolete. So Stone PK amekuja, Benson alikuwa amemaliza. I think maybe Roba had
okay,
something to
Alex,
say.
let me tell you something about Sabina Chege. That one time, really, there was a time Sabina Chege said something that for all along he knew the family of Raila Odinga, like Raila was like not a human being. But after being closer to Raila, he came to realize that they are a good people. And that thing clicked my mind. And they even like when I was having some leadership forum when I was in Kenya, I spoke about it. And it gives me something. I'm like there are even like people who are very educated from central Kenya who still do not believe that Raila Odinga is a human being. Even when they came to support the Azimio, maybe they did not come fully, but they came under the umbrella of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. They did not come to fight for something that was very good for Kenya. That is what I believe.
Benson, I think you might be right to a certain extent. I think, yeah, because when they came out, they were just like a divided house. So that one's politics. So you don't expect everybody to come out. But either way, they supported him. He didn't. I mean, whatever percentages he needed, he got them. He won the election. But the wrong man is on power right now. So what tells me is Uhuru, he has also power in Central. Except now you have this monster called Gachawa or Gachaga or Muchawi, I don't know how you can call him. So he's the one who has come. Remember what he said? He gave them like until December. So that it's just like now they are fighting for Central Kenya. But as long as it's divided and Uhuru has some say on these people, then from what I saw some clips, also I'm telling you, if this thing goes that everybody's going to, they will start demonstrations from Central, everything goes, the whole country, except the left ferry, is gone. You'll be gone very, very quick. But as long as, let me tell you something. If these people turn the economy around, which they are not going to do because they are doing the opposite way, people will just say, you know what does it bother me? But now everybody's being ported. Yeah, everything has gone up. Pruband has gone up. Unga has gone up. All kinds, mafuta, everything. What do you need? And you tell me, all these people, you want to tell them, oh, give me one more time, give me time. That's what he told them before he started the election. That's what he said. You see what he has started. Why is he Mambaya Asra Fund? Why is it? Nothing. You see anybody even talking about it? Those people, what they did, let me tell you, they were see the Ruto governments where it's going wrong. And the way I think if they could have come people to advise them, they could have advised them in a better way. When they came in, So even I don't know why they have Musalia Mudavadi, because they told us they have Musalia Mudavadi, they want to arrange economy. They say it's a guy who does, that's his job. They know very well. At this point, the economy is a big, big problem. The man himself, remember during the campaign, even now he tells us, oh, issues carry the day. Okay, let's assume he won with the issues. Assume. So on those issues, what have you done? That's the question. What have you done? To me, he has done nothing. Instead, when he went in, people were advising him, oh, you know what? Hey, if you do all this, you try to support all these programs, or you do this and that, we aren't run out of money. But guess what happened? The minister himself, the financial minister or secretary, came and told us last week, Kenya's broke. That's what came from his own mouth. And you know what they do? They try to manufacture some things so that this one will not sink to the people that the country's broke. They start miseries. They start all this Matiang fiasco. They start some of these things. Whenever something big is going to happen, they always manufacture something to cover. Wait, what's going to happen now? Since Uhuru came out, I mean, today, when they come Sunday, they will come up with something. He has a problem. As long as the economy is the way it is, I don't think even themselves, they'll just say, what's the way forward? Because you cannot start saying, oh, things have changed around. Look, we have done this and that. Look, Masha ameenda chini, mafuta ameenda chini, mahindi ameenda chini. Instead, sasa tuko na ukame. Kenya now is just like right now, nimesikia kuna chua mbaya. So imagine now, ile mambo alikuwa anasema they want to produce food, they want to give fertilizer and other things. Hiyo fertilizer sasa utachukua wapi na chua iko hapo? Wanaenda kupanda wapi? Then hii wanapatia watu wa Nairobi. Nairobi, where are you going to buy? Wanaenda kupanda wapi? Isiria ama wapi? So that's where they went wrong. Whatever they promised, they have not delivered. And even Ben Nyagaku has been just like, nowadays he doesn't even speak. I've been seeing him in and out. Why can't he tell us, I mean, these people, I want to protect this. I want to say I support them. How? They have done nothing. And now, so what about if they run out of money? Our economy is going to collapse. If it collapses, what do? They want to say it's because of Raila. You see what's going to happen. That's going to be their scapegoat. But that one will not be enough for the people of Kenya. So at the end of the day, when it's all done, they will say, we tried, but Raila brought the economy down. That's what they will say, but people are not going to believe them.
Thank you, Roba. I welcome a non-script. Karibu sana. Just before you come in, Asante, before a non-script comes in, there is something I want to kind of put into perspective here.
I think Scott DK, you forgot about Rhoda. Rhoda's just been there, but it looks like you forgot about her.
Oh, Rhoda, karibu. Uko wapi? Simuoni.
You know what? Because here, you guys, I know you're in US. Me, I live in Europe. Here it's 4 in the morning. And I say, because I used to listen to some program from Kenya on Sunday service.
You are allowed to speak ukiwa hivyo.
Yeah. Bro Benson, I really proud of your culture, and I was very excited to see how Baba was doing, and I really love Luo community. I've never been Kisumu, but I could like to. That was my dreams when I was young. I want to go to. My sister used to do the business in Kisumu, and I would like to visit Kisumu to see how it's looked like, because You know, Bro Benson, you say something amazing. We need to be proud for our tribe, who we are and where we come from. And that's something we have missed in our country. If we're really proud of ourselves, you know that, you know me, I'm a preacher. I used to preach for these white people. I tell them, if you don't love yourself, you cannot love your neighbor. Because these white people, they are very stupid. They don't love them, so they do stupid things sometimes. So I usually tell to encourage people, you need to love yourself. We need to love the tribe we come from and to be proud of. I mean to be proud, to be happy that God have given us, because God is the one who created every tribe and is the one who created every language we speak. We need to be proud of ourselves. And I think when we are proud of ourselves, we will be able to love others. And we have another way of thinking, another way of say things. For example, oh, I'm a Kisii tribe, I'm a Luo tribe, I'm a Mitikita. You start to see the things another way of thinking. But if you don't love yourself, you cannot able to love. That's something, obviously. And that's something can heal our land. When we start to love ourselves and to be proud for the tribe we come from in our culture, of course we are unity. But if you don't love yourself, you cannot. Of course, that's absolutely. You know, I know I've seen many people that used to cut their knife. They put the needle, they start to cut the knife because they hate of themselves. Because they don't see anything good thing about them. But God wants us, we love ourselves and we feel proud of ourselves. Not to be proud, to be happy. You know, how can you take a knife, you start to cut yourself because of your skin color? How can you start to cut your knife because the language you speak? How can you start to cut your knife because you have anxiety or that something can heal whole Africa and whole over the world. And something I want to go to the point, it's about democracy. Democracy, many people in all over the world, they have been sacrificed their life, die to fight for their democracy. It's cost the blood. I see a country, you know, here I'm living this country. I used to see Iranian people, they do demonstration because Iran, the president of Iran is killing Iranian people because of democracy. People, they are fighting for their freedom, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom to be who you are, freedom of religion. Many Iranian people, they want to be a Christian. Iran is the Bible. We have a Bible school there. They are hiding for their Christian faith. And they still keep moving, they still keep going. Can you imagine? The president of he killed is a blood everywhere, Iran, when they do the demonstration, because the president of there is Islam. He doesn't believe, he's telling police, go and kill. He kill everyday people, 2,000 people, because of the religions. In our country, we are really blessed. We are a Christian country, 90% we are Christian, and we are unity, Christian and Muslim, we are unity. What have hindered our country? And we say that we are democracy. And still tribalism is killing, hatreds. Instead of we come together, we love one another. The language you speak, no matter the culture you come from. Why our grandmother, they used to love one another. You know, my grandfather married 2 wives because my culture before they were married 2 wives. And they used to love one another. Why can't we, Kenyans, we love one another? Not to say and to be against other tribe. Why are we against other tribe? That's something I'm banning. I want to change my country. People to have the way of thinking. People to start to see things another way. No matter who be the president, you can be the president any tribe. As long you are respecting our democracy and our constitution and you respect every tribe. I mean, tribe yani si kupiganisha na tribe. Kwa sababu ni Mungu alituweka hapo na tuwezi toka. Si ni Mungu alituzaa, alituumba. We are not going anywhere. Those are the things we need to talk with this politician. Like me, I'm a Christian. I want to bring whole Kenya politician together. No matter the language you speak, no matter your color, skin color. And that's the things the former president was speaking today in Kisumu. He was saying that tribalism The way Magoha was not a tribal. He was a, doesn't matter any color. Even the Bible have speak about tribal, the tribe of Judah. The Christian is talk about Jesus is the one who created the tribe. If you know the tribe of Judah in Israel. Why do we hate ourselves, the language we speak? Why do we hate other tribe? May Lord have mercy on us. Do they God get happy? God doesn't get happy. God always wishing us for them because it's the one who created me anew. He's the one who created Ruto and Raida and Uhuru. He created us and he make us with he created us with own build. And then unachukia mwenzako, unachukia bro yako, unamtesa, unamfanya vile unataka instead of you say your own sin. Kwa nini Mungu alitupatia Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit is a feelings because when you have a Holy Spirit, you treat your neighbor like me, my neighbor. I treat my neighbor good. My neighbor is mzungu, respect and respect. Na sijai kwenda kwake, respect one another. I love my neighbor. My neighbor, I respect him and I love him. Even if we don't visit each other, because it's about respect one another. And that's the way we need our country. Segregation must work for all tribes, for every community. And that's something I've hindered in Africa because of manner of evil thinking about tribal. This tribal, we need to have a reference here together. As a Mutembei to TV, we say we don't want this kind of thinking of tribal sin. We can start to think another way, to see another way, have another pick, the way God see. You know, God doesn't say, oh, you are Kikuyu, you go the first in heaven, oh, you are this tribe. No, when we go to heaven, God doesn't know the language you speak. He doesn't know the tribal. He see us like his children, you know. So those are the things I want to bring my country more righter. People, they start to think another way, or people, they start to see things. Because I'm Christian, I don't want people to go to hell. Because when you're tribal, you go to hell. Are you going to burn there 24 hours? I want people to go to heaven, to enjoy the life together with Jesus, with King Jesus. So that is all I want to speak. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoy my point. And if you don't agree, you can comment. Or
Thank you, Rhoda. And unknown script.
Yes, thank you, Stone PK. Thank you, Alex. How are you? Jeremani, I hope you are there. Roba, how are you?
That's about say and not script.
Bro, is it Bro Benson? I'm a Brother Benson. Is that by short?
Bro Benson is Brother Benson.
Or Brother Benson by short?
Yes.
Sarah is also a by short name. Eh? Now, Kenyan democracy. You know, who is calling themselves Kenyan democracy? Because what we have there, we don't even know what it is. It has been described as a mongrel in the past. so
or Scrondrel.
Somebody is confusing us when they say Kenyan democracy. You know, we are still struggling to understand what exactly is Kenyan democracy. It is not in the dictionary yet. It is something where wabunge wanaenda mnada, wananunuliwa.
I want to lecture to them what democracy means and that they should not play with it. It is a very very expensive thing to happen in a country. So that is why I am using that. Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that what we have in Kenya, it is another form of democracy which we are all struggling to understand. We are all struggling to understand. You see, it is the sort of democracy where a president is retired but not tired. And now, that is a loaded talk. I don't know whether you all understand it. Retired but not tired. They have been struggling to understand exactly what did he say in very few words, or what did he not say. I find myself concentrating on what he didn't say than what he said. But nevertheless, I think my understanding is that anybody who thinks that I'm out of politics, forget. Basically, that is my interpretation. And then secondly, remember we have Baba here, then we have Kalonzo. Now, if you would try and remember, some time back, when the packs for the former vice president, the former prime minister were being discussed, I think in parliament, I think it was in 2013, 2014, they tried to discuss those packs and tries actually to withdraw them unless they step out of politics. So in other words, let them retire, but if they are not tired, they would have to forego the benefits of their service as vice president and as prime minister. Now, the truth of the matter is that these two fellows, that is Kalonzo and Raila, are still enjoying those perks, especially as far as issues to do with, I think, security and even the pensions and the lump sum payment. They all got those perks. So now, this time round, when now KK is in charge and they think that they can deny the President Uhuru, the former president, those perks, they may have to do a little more in-depth study exactly how these things are happening. And then when it was being discussed in 2013, I got to understand that those were just their own creations. Nothing of the sort is actually in the Constitution. There is nowhere where it says that if you are engaged in politics, that now you forgo your those packs as far as the past services are concerned, as vice president and as prime minister. So the fact that they are enjoying them up to today, I think that is what could be giving President Uhuru the strength to say that anybody who thinks that I'm tired, no, I'm way there. Interestingly, I got so amused when the president said that if Baba says left, ni left. Akisema ni huku, ni huku. Now, that fits in very well with our confused democracy, Kenyan democracy. If you understand what I'm trying to talk about, those who have been taking themselves to the monada for switching parties and the like, now they have to think harder. They are apparently this week also they tried to, I think, to kill Jubilee or something like that. So now that the existing Jubilee leaders are saying otherwise, we are going to be maybe starting a week here of another week of musical chairs to see exactly where is Jubilee and where does it stand. Now, back to our Mnada MPs. I did say here some time back that I'm really perturbed as to the exact reason why I think the current regime is spending so much time in buying support. Support, especially when you need it. If you bank on the support you have bought, you are unlikely to go far. It will be very short-lived. You can't afford a situation whereby 90% of what makes you occupy a seat, for example, the presidency, is because of deals. Not because the Kenyans want you for what you can do or not do for them, but because of deals you have cut with Bro Benson, you have cut with Roba, you have cut with Alex. there is always that deals always go sour at some stage. At some stage. I really wonder why the likes of Kanini Kega and even is it yeah, Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege. What is this madness with money? Really? After all, even the current regime, they can only be there for the next 4 or so years. What has really happened to the so-called politicians in Kenya? This is how they have always been. It's just that we have never noticed. But I hope one of you will be able to throw in some light in this.
You want some answers?
Yes, please, because I'm really disturbed. I can't believe that somebody like even Kanini Kega, who has been even supported and even been nominated for the is it the East African whatever. Somebody even like
That's easy. That
Sabina
one we can
Chege,
get
just a
now.
minute, who was
And who's
nominated and
nominated is easy.
is now an MP. So what is it that she's going to get by causing calling herself now a KK member? I don't really understand the motivation. Just throw in some light before I continue.
Money, pesa.
You don't think it is beyond that?
For me, this is what I will say. And it's a personal opinion, and it might be potent, but I will still say it. I think there's a time our brothers from the mountain made some jokes that thought they were temporal or they were political expediencies, and they did not know that they had radicalized their people to the core. For Sabina Chege to come out and say that at one time she did not think Raila was a human being. You see, those were grave words, but just because we were in a campaign mode, we refused to question such kind of rhetoric. That they had been radicalized to a point they thought that a person was not a human being. And you see, lessons of life will repeat until they are learned. And with Gachagua being at the helm, he has started using us again that cliche. And I think they are going back to their old minds. It's a relapse. It's a political relapse. Whereby, again, when they see Raila going to the people to seek justice, now they're now going back again. They are relapsing back to their original mindset, originality of mind, that what Raila is doing is wrong. So I think that phase of them believing that a Luo can't lead ABCD has come back again. It is going to take a long time, a non-script. It will be a generation, 2007, 2013, 2017, twice, whereby the media was used effectively to demonize Raila Amolo Odinga. Effectively. It has never demonized Ruto the way it has demonized Raila. So I think these people are going where they fit. The chicken has, what do they say? The chicken has gone back to the roost or what? Something of the sort. That's the Marxism. Yeah, the chicken has gone home to roost here. That's the Marxism now we are seeing.
I think also to what the Alex, I think also don't undermine the people in the office right now. I think they might have sensed danger that this thing is just caught fire on all over the country. So one way they think they can put it off, just like Gachagua is trying to unite people so that maybe they can minimize if people can like demonstration and other things. But I don't know whether they just understand how big this thing is. So going forward, let's see what happens, because these are the same people. They might come tomorrow or today. They just tell us we never went to UDA. The issue we have is are within Chubiri. So they will just tell you that Chubiri is the issue. Not they have not gone to UDA. So what happened was they went to that state house. They made a plan how to fight, how to what they are trying right now. They are trying to stay behind the curtains. They are just like what we say we are. So in the earth, they want to mess up Chubiri, but the way they want to do it behind the curtains. Oh, they start like we're gonna work on a Mufurugo. Sahi, they have issues on Chubiri, so that's what they want us to believe on. So with them, they think everybody's stupid. They have not gone to UTA. So what they are trying to do is to claim they are Chubiri, they are still in Chubiri. You see that one going on as an excuse. But at the end of the day, this is something which has been planned from State House. The so-called Chubiri, about to go to Nambiwa, they corrupts Kitambo. Now is what they are trying to kill. That's the way it is. It's an excuse. Being, of course, from UDA, they are trying to see whether they can kill Chubiri. Maybe it starts up from there. Then they think maybe they have achieved one section of a country so that Gachawa stands pure. He thinks by killing Chubiri is going to be pure. So it's only UTA in the central. Then from there, UTA in the left valley. That because of that, they might be able to survive. But they were shocked when Uhuru came out. And you see, Ubaya Muzuri, you can call it, it's good or bad. Njai Kikuja, Ibawi, it doesn't matter where you come from. If there's no money, there's no money for everybody. Kama hakuna maji for everybody. And you saw even now from Central, you see some, I think 2 video tapes here, we are they are from Central. They are protesting about one of the roads up there, and I think the other one was about, I don't know what it was. So, I mean, they are trying to survive. I wish those people, I don't know if it's true, they are giving them money. We don't have proof. So if our democracy has reached a stage where people are being bought, or this, somebody was given 50 million. This is the time it reminds of Nyayo. Yeah? Anakuja nimewapatia district, nimewapatia division. Now that's all the same thing now they want the Bravo. Wanataka kufanya hivyo. And that's why they want to boost this idea of creating extra counties and by tribal based. And now what they are doing, see, they are ahead of the game. They want to buy all these MPs so that they can be able to do that. That's one way they think they are wrong. So tell me, if you want to separate Migori and you create a account called what? Kuria. So, you see, the other places, Mount Elgon and other places. So it's just democracy, but now they have find a way how to kill this democracy. They will do what they want. And that's why they want to buy all these people. And that's why I say, if I had my way, anybody who has joined them, who came from Asmir ticket, people should go there mercilessly. It's just like either you'll sign or we'll come after you. Because now they do anything they want.
You see, Robert, that was actually my next point of action. You see, we keep praising this 2010 Constitution, But I must say that a number of issues were left. We were so much obsessed with trying to decentralize the powers of the president to an extent that so many other critical issues were not addressed. One of them is this recall thing, this recall of MPs and changing of parties. If you are doing parliamentary democracy, there has to be proper structures on how people change parties, and it is not illegal. Now, what is happening now is serious. Of course, I'm aware that Baba tried to summarize it by calling it prostitution. Well, maybe that is just demonizing it. The truth of the matter is that it is not well structured in the Constitution. People who want to change parties should be free to do so, but they have to do it properly. You see, the way, for example, that our MPs who visited the State House, assuming that amounts to crossing to the other side, surely, how can the Constitution or our own laws entertain something like that? It is just taking the voter, the electorate for granted. Surely it can't happen like that. Something seriously needs to be done. Now, they do say that the Constitution can be audited and sorted or rectified or changed every 12 years or 10 years? Well, maybe this is the time the Bombers conference, the one that came up with that draft, needs to be reconstituted so that a few things be put straight. A few things be put straight. You see, for example, one of the issues is that Parliament, they concentrated in trying to trim down a rogue executive. But what do you do with a rogue Parliament? You realize there is nothing. In fact, Parliament gets away with all manner of bad laws they pass. If they go ahead and pocket the judiciary, we are done. There is nothing anybody can do. There is nothing anybody can do. You can remember how Parliament has mismanaged the gender rule. They have mismanaged the qualifications to be elected. They have mismanaged this idea of recall. Now, all this is because Parliament itself is expected to make this law, but unfortunately, the same Parliament is a beneficiary in those laws. It is a beneficiary in those laws. Now, that brings us to, we either go to a conference, these constitutional conferences, to change laws, to tame all these three arms so that they do not go overboard. Now, what is clear also to us is that the judiciary goes overboard. We are helpless about it. Parliament goes overboard. We are helpless about it. The executive goes overboard. All they need is to buy our MPs. They buy our MPs, and the next thing, as Robert says, they'll be going to create more counties against our wishes. Now, as you are aware, they are trying to bring in this, and I'm told it is already a bill in a motion waiting to go to Parliament of creating the political, or is it opposition leader's office, completely remunerated with a shadow cabinet so that it makes it so attractive. Now, if you have pocketed Parliament, does it matter now even if you go pretending that you want a strong opposition? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Now, they were trying to make it remunerated so that in the hope that now Azimio will buy into it. For heaven's sake, this KK regime is still struggling for legitimacy. And what better way to do it than to pretend that there is now an official opposition, isn't it? Ruto does not know that some Kenyans can see what they are driving at. He's pretending that he wants a strong opposition. No. The moment the opposition takes those benches, it means now you recognize. Now the issue of legitimacy, the issue of a president is recognized. It is all about legitimacy. It's all about legitimacy. Now go back to now buying of MPs. Because the other day, I think I did mention here that by having the police And I hope you are all aware that the money is being used even to buy the MPs. They are all coming from the security budget, the security side, the defense ministry, the police, and the internal security. That is where the money is coming from. Even the 50 million that you hear people saying that was paid to these MPs, that is where it's coming from. That is where it is coming from. By the end of it, you know, the other time I was here, I did mention that you remember when the Americans came up to start telling us that there are going to be terrorist attacks, that people should avoid crowded places, pretending to play safe, talking about traffic, high traffic jam. The issue is that they are trying to create a situation whereby, as far as some of us can see it, whereby an executive order is going to be issued. At one point, I did say here that some of the fellows that you saw being arrested, their hope was that their supporters would go and attack the police stations where these people were being held. And because there are definitely more than the 10 or so policemen in a police station, the police officers, even if they try to do what, they are just going to be a fracas. Just by through stoning, all of them will run away. That will give some people a very good opportunity to issue executive orders. And you know what? For you to go to the extent of a state of emergency, you need at least 2/3 of parliament. That can explain to you why we have an appetite to buy more and more MPs. That is why we are buying MPs at any price, so that when the matter goes there, it will be swept through. And that's what I meant by saying that, you see now the bishops are not with you. Because I will go and buy the bishop's car, 6 million. I leave there 6 million to buy the bishop a car. Or I contribute the other 10 million to build that church. Now, in the past, sometimes, like I think Robert, I think you are conversant with the Catholic bishops. Occasionally, they issue these pastoral letters. I think they do it every quarterly or this is every 6 months. Now, they used to put on those pastoral letters what they think the government is doing right or doing wrong. Now, these days, there is no more of that. Now, if your bishop has been pocketed, you can imagine we are going to miss the guitarists, the okulos. We will never get them. Now, at one point last week, I was trying to just mention here that if you are bishops, they are the ones leading those so-called, because you can see this regime is holding rallies in the name of prayers. Every weekend they are in a rally, literally. Because what do they talk about when they are in those? They talk about the previous election, how they won. In one of the places, I was told that they mentioned Baba almost was it almost 70 times. Mpaka some people was
a non-script tutamsaidia msimamo and then as you conclude.
I was just pointing out that when you go talking about political issues, every those Thanksgiving and the bishops are there clapping, and yet here we have now the elections are disputed. Never mind that the dossiers come from what you refer to as the whistleblower. Now these whistleblowers, I was just wondering whether there is any legal means through which we can demand from IEBC to know if the whistleblower dossier is correct or not. IEBC owes us a statement as a public institution on the correct status, because what they are having is being challenged. We want to know the truth. Now, we have to go to whatever route it will take us to get to know what is in those servers. Those servers are public equipment. The servers is public information. We do not want to know that somebody says that their intellectual rights will come. You can't hide the truth from us because of that. That is public information. The information in those servers is public information. Just to conclude, PK, I wanted to suggest that if we ever have an opportunity to discuss on how to do the elections in future, one of the things we must insist on, each contestant, the serious contestants, let's say there are 3, 4, or 5, they must all have servers. The same way those forms are transmitted to the IEBC server, we want to have at Bomas servers for, call it UDA, servers for ODM, or call it Azimio, servers for Wajakoya. So as the moment the transmissions are done to Bomas, it hits all the servers. This is public information. There is nobody who should hold that a secret. Nobody should hold it a secret. So that by the end of by the time the last form is submitted, we are all seeing it in your in your computer, your server, which is a mirror of what IBC is having, is reading the same. Alex, your server, which is a mirror of what IBC is holding, is reading the same. By the end of the time, and then we have the media. The reputable media also, you allow them, so that we have as many servers as is possible. After all, what we spend on elections is worth all that. There will be no problem. There should be no secret on transmitting public results, not at all. The moment we see any differences which cannot be explained, we have to stop. And so that we go at par. The entire hog until the elections are over. This idea of zimmering transmissions as a middle place, then you do some monkey business, has to be brought to an end. Has to be brought to an end. I'm sorry, it might mean that we have the most expensive elections in the world, but if that is what will straighten things, so be it. Thank you.
Okay, Roba, you're asking something, and then Msimamo.
Yeah, just to add on what he just said. I'll say one thing. He talked of imagine they are talking about adding these counties, but currently the counties they have, we can't even pay them money. There's no money for the counties we have. Then they add something on top of that. Another thing, the last one. You talked of the idea of about them creating a prime minister post whatever. That one's being created so that when they come here, they tell you they think everybody has something, so that they will continue having 2 communities being president, and the other one's prime minister's yours. So that's what they have in mind, so that there's no people are not hostile. Come the next election, it's just like, oh, we want somebody else. Yeah, you have a prime minister. Some people, they would start like celebrating we have a prime minister. And because of that, they win elections. That's what they are trying to do. It's just high thinking. But at the end of the day, you talk to Vasava. I don't want to wait for Vasava to be everybody, Alex to have Vasava, Stone BK to have Vasava. That's too far. I don't want to go that. That's too far. I just want elections to be solved now.
Msimamo.
I had a quick comment. You didn't see my hand.
Msimamo, let Msimamo finish, Alex, because amengojea na bando zake zina run out.
Asante Spike kwa kunitetea. Wewe unanijua hali zangu kabisa kwamba ni hizo za kubambanya maji. But Alex, acha kunicheka bwana. Hiyo ndio situation tuko nayo Kenya jamangu. Kwa hivyo taizi uishi kimtego hivyo. Maisha yasonge tu.
What do you mean? You are promised Wi-Fi?
Who ni specialist man?
Wifi tuitoe hapa wapi? Hapo ukiona chaka ameingia hapa, hakuna cha wifi, hakuna cha nini. Hapa ni data, ununue data ubaki hapa, na kwa sababu ni Mkenya halisi. Sasa wewe ukisema ukinicheka, sina hiyo ina shida, utanipata hapa hapa, si banduki na siondoki. Utapambana na hali moja kwa moja, lakini si tuliambiwa nitawapanga. Sasa hiyo ndio jinsi ya kupangwa, lakini kile all in all ni kwamba nashukuru Uhuru jana kujitokeza, japo watamponda, lakini kwangu it makes sense kwamba wale jamaa 30 waliopigwa mlungula kwa kweli na kujenda kupanga Jubilee, kwamba wana uwezo wa kupanga ndani ya Jubilee. Sasa ni shairi dhahiri kwamba Uhuru alieleza kwamba mimi ninamuunga baba na ni waibu kwao, kwa sababu ni kama kakundi tu kalienda kalala kakapanga basi kwamba tumuondoe Muradhe na ule jamaa ule anaitwa nani, Kioni Jeremiah, hawa kina Kanini Kega waliojipanga panga hawa na kina Sabina Chege. So at least inanipa nguvu kwamba Jubilee still bado kwa kichwa ni Uhuru, na wale walitoka pale kwa press conference ni kutuhadaa kama Wakenya kwamba Jubilee imechukua mkondo mpya, na kuna acting CSG na wale wengine. Huo ni propaganda na ni ushenzi na ni waibu kwa kile ambacho wamekifanya kwa kuhama hapa na kurudi upande wa UDA. So mimi kujitokeza Uhuru jana kuzungumza mawili matatu limtia moyo kidogo, na najua atatuba majigongo, atambua yes, niliwaambia huyu mtu ndo anamweka Raila Odinga, lakini yeye bado ana nguvu ya kuongoza. Lakini hili lisijalishe wa Kenya, ukweli lazima tusimame nao, kwa sababu tuajaribu kubadilisha huu uongo wa au jamaa wanaofanya kwa kweli kuonekana uongo zaidi kwa machoni, na ni sisi wananchi, kuliko kukubali hawa watu watuhadae na watupange. Kwa hiyo what Uhuru did, mimi naweza kumsupport, na wale maneno pia alizungumza jana. Nafikiri uaga Uhuru maneno yake ni madogo lakini yana maana kubwa. Kwa hivyo yeye akasema yameacha siasa, japo nguvu anayo, wasiena amenyamaza tu wakaona labda ndio amemalizwa kabisa. Nguvu yuko nayo, na mahali na support ni sheria na ni katiba na ni haki yake kusupport mahali anaona ni sahihi. Kwa Wakenya tumepewa mwongozo, na nadhani pia amerejea zile kauli alikuwa akizungumza, jamani mimi naona mkono salama na upande huu. Upande mwingine si salama, lakini kwa sababu sikio la kufa alisikii dawa, still bado tuna watu ambao wanaamini kwamba Uhuru kamweka pale Raila kama kumchezea sheri na kama puppet. Ila roho yake naamini kabisa anaona haswa kwamba huyu mzee ndiye anayefaa kuweza kuongoza. Kwa swala la ugumu wa maisha na bei kupanda, hilo tusitemee kwamba labda pengine kutakuwa na nafuu leo wala kesho. Sasa kila chaka tumeshazoea kwa hali zetu huku, uuze mkaa wako utengeze 500 ni kula kwa siku moja. Watoto hujajua utawasomesha vipi, na ndio hali halisi ya Kenya. Kwa hiyo sasa kama maji yamepandishwa, unga ndio huo umepandishwa, stima imepandishwa, hilo tulitegemea kwa hawa jamaa, kwa sababu lengo lao hawa jamaa ni kuhakikisha kwamba wao ni kutia mshahara. Maana sijaona mtu hata wakidanganya Wakenya hapa kuna pesa. Nashangaa mimi yangu na Stone PK. Sijaona hata mbunge mmoja akisema mimi sijalipwa, maana Kenya hakuna pesa. Hawa jamaa hawajakosa kulipa mishahara miezi yote waliongea katika uongozi. So wakituambia kwamba hakuna pesa wanatushangaza zaidi, na haswa kama mimi chaka na shangaa zaidi. But all in all, wa kutengeneza nchi ni sisi wananchi, wa kuharibu nchi ni sisi wananchi. Tukionga propaganda na uongo na kubaki katika hali ya kwamba hatubanduki kwa sababu na move on, basi kila mtu atapambana na hali yake na Kenya tutayaona mahali itaelekea. But kama tutaamua kwamba hawa bwana waliingia katika mamlaka kwa mlango wa nyuma na hakuna yeyote anaweza kupinga yale matokeo na ama majani namba ambazo zilitolewa na whistleblower, of which wanajaribu kumtafuta, naamini kabisa KK huyu whistleblower wampate tu, na wangempata sidhani kama tungekuwa naye. Sasa hakuna mtu aliweza kuchallenge haya matokeo, kiasi kwamba naamini kabisa kwamba baba won with 8 million font wana na huyu jamaa na hizo milioni zake 5.9. Hakuna. Kwa hiyo mimi kama Chaka, kazi yangu ni moja tu hapa katika hii panel, waeleza Wakenya wenzangu kweli popote pale, bila kuogopa bila nini. Tukitaka kuiachia hii mikononi kwa walahai ndio tumekwisha, lakini lengo ni kulikomboa hili taifa. Awe Uhuru, awe Raila, awe nani asiwepo, lakini Wakenya tuna uwezo, kwa sababu katiba yetu inatulinda. Na tutakapochelewa, madhara yake ndugu zangu hatutayaweza, kwa sababu kashanunua hawa wabunge wote. Itakuwa ni rahisi kwake kuweza kuingia ndani ya katiba na kufanya kila naona kwake ni sahihi. Hata kutaka kujiongezea mamlaka ataweza, na hatutamfanya lolote. Kadri tunavyochelewa na kuanza kusuasua, mara wengine tuko kekei, mara tuko huku, ndo tunampa huyu nafasi kujipanga, na atupange, na tutapangwa tusipoamka wa Kenya. Kwa hivyo Raila yuko pale kama kichwa, lakini mzigo huu ni wa sisi wa Kenya wenyewe, kabila zote tuungane, tushirikiane na tuseme Ruto must go. Hiyo tu ndio dawa. Atake asitake, the only healing solution is Ruto must go. Hakuna kingine hapa, kwa sababu hii athari ya hii kununua wabunge, hakuna haja na upinzani, hakuna haja. Zimesikia mnazungumza mambo na strong opposition, hakuna cha strong opposition hapa, kwa sababu how are you going to have a strong opposition yet you are buying those MPs, you are bringing those MPs on your side? How do you expect we are going to have a strong opposition? How? Na hii serikali ni ya minority. We do believe hii ni ya minority. Nobody can argue here kwamba si ya minority. Walikuwa na wabunge kidogo, ili kujisustain ndo wakanunua wale wanane kuweza kuitimiza, angalau ndo wao na kwenye serikali, na hawajatosheka still, but they are buying a lot of MPs for their political ambition. Vile nitazungumza, maana pia kizungu sometimes huko kwetu si lugha yetu, si cha mdomo yetu, kuna kibambanya bambanya. Kwa hiyo hakuna taifa ambalo unaingilia upinzani na kuwanunua wabunge wake by all means useme kwamba wamerudi huku ili wako tayari kufanya kazi na nini. Huu ni uongo. Kwa hivyo Ruto hana haja na mpinzani, hana haja na katiba, tusidanganye hapa. Maana haiwezekani katiba aliyoipinga leo aseme ndio mtetezi nayo, hakuna. So katiba yetu iko mikononi mwetu, tuitetee ama tuachie Ruto na regime yake ambao sasa hivi watakuwa hawana sauti. Maana hakuna sasa hivi waziri mwenye ana sauti, hakuna mbunge ambaye ana sauti, kwa sababu ni lazima upangiwe ndio ukazungumze. Itakuwa vigumu hawa wote kutupigania, hawa wabunge wote, so especially wale wamerudi kule kutupigania haki, wala kupitisha miswada kwa favor yetu. Wale watakuwa under control, kwa sababu ukishanunuliwa umeolewa, lazima msikie bwana yako anavyokuambia na kukomanda. So hakuna haja cha kufichana hapa ndugu zangu wa Kenya. Ukweli ni kwamba tuko katika bad situation, but it depends on how are we going to react on this. Hapa kuna haja kwamba tunamwangalia Raila ni kumwambia fanya hivi. Kenya lazima tukasirike. Without kukasirika hapa we are going nowhere. Na ndio we are going to be in bottle top of trouble. Hakuna jinsi ambavyo tutatoka hapa. So Kenyans, let's wake up and focus. Hakuna lingine hapa. Alafu la mwisho kabisa, kwa nini hawa jamaa hawakuweza kuingia katika mazishi ya maana kwenda kwa mazishi ya marehemu Magoha? Nilishangaa sana mimi. Kauli ya bwana Gachagua kusema wale jamaa wale wote ambao wamezunguka pale watakula chakula, watapata hiyo relief food. Nili expect jana nione wakigawiwa hiyo relief food. Where were they? Kama kweli hakika hawana haya, walikuwa wapi? Na kwa nini waliskip hayo mazishi? Ni kwa sababu ya waibu, ni kwa sababu ya haya. Kwa hivyo mimi sina mengi ndugu zangu hapa. Langu la mwisho na la kuzungumza ni kuambia Wakenya wenzangu, tupaze sauti zetu juu, tukasirike na tuseme hatukutaki. Yewe nunua wabunge, nunua magavana wote wa Kenya nzima na dunia nzima, but wa Kenya huwezi tununua. kwa sababu tunapata tabu. Mzigo tunaobeba ni sisi ndio tunauona. Bila kukasirika na kuanza kusupport, tusubiri, tutasubiri maembe chini ya mnazi, na sidhani kama hilo jambo litakuwa. Na uchungu wangu ni katiba yangu, kwa sababu hii katiba imepiganiwa muda mrefu. Katiba bado ni changa, haijatekelezwa kikamilifu. Ni sisi sasa tuikuze. Leo tunarejeshwa hapo kwa chama kimoja cha UDA, na watu wataimba UDA, maana hawa wabunge wote wanunua sasa hivi wanaimba UDA kimoyo moyo. Wasirudi hapa wakatuambia kwamba wao wako Azimio. Na jambo lilofanywa juzi Jalango lilimpendeza, nataka wengine wafanywe kama vile vile. Kick them out on your meetings. Hawa watu hawafai, kwa sababu hauwezi enda kwa serikali kama haujapata ruhusa kutoka kwa uongozi wako. Pili na mwisho kabisa, hakuna maendeleo pale unayafuata, kwa sababu maendeleo yamegawiwa mara mbili ili kurahisisha mwananchi kuweza kupata huduma na kupata maendeleo. Yako kwa county government na yako hapo kwa serikali. Na si jukumu la mbunge kuenda State House kutufuatia ama kwa conference kutufuatia maendeleo hapo. So vitu vingine tunadanganywa, tunaangalia Wakenya tukiona kwa macho yetu, lakini kusema hatutaki kusema. Tuwatokeni katika Ukenya wa kwanza ili kutetea hii future ambao haijui historia yetu. Maana kibaya zaidi ni kizazi tulicho nacho hakijui historia mahali tumetoka. Wao waliona kila kitu rahisi tu. So ni sisi kama ambao ni watu wazima tuhakikisha kwamba tunazungumza ukweli, na nyinyi wote mkiambua huku siko mkubali, ili tuhakikishe kwamba hii serikali tunaitoa kwa kauli moja kama Wakenya. Asanteni ndugu zangu, hapo ambapo nimefikia, maana naweza nikatoka nje ya mada na nikawa nakosa kuzijenga hoja zangu kuelimisha Wakenya wenzangu. Asanteni.
Asante msimamo. Alex, ulikuwa na jambo fulani Alex?
Asante sana msimamo. Nilikuwa na acha ni kujibu kitu kimoja ndo niende kwa unknown script. Kuna swali aliuliza hawa watu, hata wakati Fidel alikufa, I think it was the biggest embarrassment, even if you are enemies. I think at that time Uhuru and Ruto made a big mistake of not attending the funeral of Fidel Odinga, hata kama muwe adui vipi. So hayo ni mazoevu ambao I think Ruto ako nayo, lakini inaonekana ndugu yetu, rafiki yetu na rais mstaafu has matured, but Ruto is still wearing diapers. Sasa on script, when you started, you asked a very good question. You tickled my mind, and I think we have really not exhausted what you asked. You asked because I have realized Uhuru is not a straight talker, he's a proverbial guy. When he said, I'm retired, but I'm not tired, what did he mean? Let us not just take that statement literally. That's a loaded statement. The moment you asked, I went to Google to research. Is it a proverb? Is it a cliche? What is it? And there's a catalog of articles about that. And one of it that I saw here that mesmerized me is retirement is not resignation from life, especially if a politician says that. He is saying that he wants to live a full dynamic political life. It is not time to sit and wait for destiny to show up. It means that there's something going on wrong and they must make things better. So it means don't retire, aspire. Aspire to work for the cause of the people because the people are looking at you. Practice the art of filling your moments with enriching the experiences that you got so that you can liberate the people that you served. Or if the gains that you had made are being degenerated, don't keep quiet. Do something. So, you see, I think Uhuru meant something that is going to be criticized tomorrow in churches or today in churches, like hell. So as we speak, let us also keep on diverging and extending the conversation of Uhuru's speech today, because that guy is very proverbial. He doesn't talk things straight. When he says a statement, it is too loaded. So that's what I wanted to say, Mr. Kosel. It was more than a statement.
Hey, just to add what others just said, Stone PK really quick. I think, to my opinion,